Hey guys, what's going on today? Thanks very much for clicking on my video. I sure appreciate your support. Well, there's my new Kawasaki Teryx. I've had it out a few times and I got it dirty, but you know, it cleans up really good. But there's a little extra mud coming up from the tires. I get an idea and I'll show you what my plan might be. Yeah, looking at the back here, you can see right down past the fender that the wheel and tire actually sticks out a couple of inches. With this model, it is a little wider. The body's the same as the regular TX, but the wheels are wider. And you can see the same in the front here, where the wheels are a little bit wider than the body. Right behind the front tire, on each side, you've got these four little bolts here that holds that pan in place. It's the same on both sides, and what I'm thinking, loosen these off and slide something in behind it and make some sort of an over fender. So right here I've loosened these bolts up, and this splash pan came away from the frame a wee tiny bit, and it just might work. So what I've got here is lawn edging. I picked this up at Canadian Tire. It's 5 inches wide and about 20 feet long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up in pieces, punch some holes in it, and try and slide that in behind that panel. That'll be for the front anyway. I haven't decided yet what's going to happen in the back. So I cut a small piece of this lawn edging, and I think it's about long enough. I'm just going to tuck it in here. Something like that. How high it is. I could trim that off after it's attached. So I got it in. There's a little ridge on this, and I'll just line that ridge up to the frame, make sure it's fairly straight. I'm going to use an ordinary pencil and just mark circles in here where the holes go. Pretty simple. It's not rocket science. Yeah, I'll take and punch these holes out now. So there, I got my hole punch and a hammer. I'll just lay this piece on the edge of the board to find my pencil lines. There's the first one. Just roughly put this over the hole where I've got it marked. I want the next one. I'm making these holes a little bit bigger than they need to be. That way it'll line up easily. Here, let's go see how we made out. Here we go. It's got a natural curve in it, so it should go in there nice and good and keep some kind of a shape to it. There. Yeah, the holes line up pretty good. Screw back in there. I'll go for the next one now. It starts 2 or 3 threads, and that's good. Now we just take the little drill here, little impact gun, and snug them up a bit. The last 2 in. I'll snug those up a little bit better with a hand wrench. So far so good. I could trim this off a wee bit and make it look neater. And up on the top up here, I put a little extra up there. So what I'm going to do, I think, is just drill a couple holes here and put a tie wrap in and hold that up. They're very flexible, so if I get in trouble in the woods on a stump or something, they should just buckle and give in. And if they tear and rip and all that kind of stuff, I can replace it pretty darn cheap. There. Now I'll just take the scissors and trim this up a wee bit. There. Now to put it on the bottom. So there's the front one done. It's all trimmed up. This is on the right side. Doesn't look too bad. We'll have a look at see where it's attached here. A couple of tie wraps or zip ties right up here, and then the chrome screws that hold it in down there. Go over show you the other side too. Here's the driver's side. Same idea. A couple of tie wraps up here, bolts down there, and trimmed up pretty good. Hopefully it'll keep some of the mud off. Now let's work on the back. Now let's have a look at the back, see what we can do here. Well, it's got that same pipe on the frame, but there's no screws in that. And up in here in the box, look underneath if we can. I don't know if it'll pick it up or not. There's nothing really up in here to attach to. We'll have to think about this for a couple of minutes and come up with an idea. So what I've decided to do here, I've got to put this in, obviously, in two pieces. One piece to cover the bottom of this, and another piece to attach here. So I've decided to drill a few holes along the back edge of this pipe and put some of those self-threading machine screws in there, and a piece of flat bar over top of that to hold the rubber in place. And on the top here, all I have going to do there is drill a few holes again through the rubber and through the inside of the fender, and put a couple of those pop pins in, the same as you find throughout the machines, you know. Put them in, pop them up, and then if something happens, goes wrong, they'll just tear themselves off, no big worry, and then replace them again. That's my plan. Let's see what we can do. We'll start this side first. Now, there's not a whole lot of room in there. I think what we might have to do is jack it up and pull this back tire off. And that way I can get the drill in there and get a hammer and a center punch and make some holes. When you're doing a job like this with the thing jacked up, always make sure you use a jack stand. So I've got a couple small pieces of flat bar here. They're about 16 inches long. Just some stuff I had laying around. So I drilled 3 small holes in it. One right there. That hole is just a little bit bigger than the end of the center punch. I'm going to tape these on the frame and use those as a guide to mark my center points. There we go, there's the flat bar, and I got it taped on there with a couple of pieces of tape. Let's give her a rap with a hammer and see if we can make some center point marks. Now let's take the tape off. Oh, there's a nice little mark there. Another one right there. There it is right there. Good. I'll make those a little bit bigger now, and we'll drill the holes out. I just give the drill bit a little shot of WD-40. There we go. And get it in the center. There we go. That's our pilot hole. Now we'll drill another one a little bit bigger to put the screws in. There, these are number 10 self-tapping screws. We don't really need to make a pilot hole, but it makes it a whole lot easier when you're putting them in. Less chance of breaking one. I always like to start the threads in these things before I actually get the piece on there. Oh, battery's dead. There we go, new juice. There. There we go. Piece of cake. There, the first piece is attached. Looks pretty good. There. Hope that keeps the mud down a bit. So I've got a piece of this lawn edging up here. Just gonna roughly cut it to length, and I'll drill a few holes in it first, and then I'll use it as a template to drill the holes up in through the bottom of the fender. So I've got this piece and I got a few holes drilled in it already. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of line it up here a wee bit. Now for the last one here, just line up the hole a wee bit, put that in there and give it a push. There. They're all in there. We'll take down and give it a bit of a trim, and we'll have a look. There, last piece is trim. There we go. It's all in shape now. It looks pretty good. Let's open up the dump and see if it clears this all right, and see if we're good. Oh yeah, that looks all right. This is under this one slightly. It'll catch all the mud and dirt and water and stuff, and it should be good. Now with all four wheels with the little flares on them, I think it's time we go out and see if they work. Let's go find some water. Yeah, so I just got back from doing a run after putting the Hillbilly over fenders on, and I just want to show you how much dirt I got on the machine here. I didn't get in an area where there was a whole lot of mud, but I get into an area with a lot of water, dirty water, and you can see here for yourself that it appears as if the over fenders work pretty good. A little bit of splash up here on the sides, but that's about normal, and in the back here, really not a whole lot. So I'm really quite happy with it, actually. You know, for 20 bucks. I'll show you the back. A little bit here on the back fender, around the tail light, and up along the sides, but overall, not bad at all. Let's go have a look inside the cab. No, I haven't cleaned inside here at all. Same thing down here on the side, a little bit there. Nothing in the cab, a few spots on the window. Same as on this side. I'm really quite happy with my Hillbilly over guards, over fenders.